All right, so here we have a 2014 Chrysler Town & Country. We're going to be doing a front axle. This is the passenger side axle. It's sort of going to be the same thing for the other side, but we're going to be replacing the passenger, the right front axle, for the boot being leaking. It doesn't have any clicks, but we're just going to go ahead and put a new axle in it. First thing we need to do is remove our axle nut. All right, so I have a 1 1/4 inch socket. It is a little sloppy. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and spray some penetrant. All right, since we're not going to use this axle, we're going to replace it. I am still using a soft blow, but I just want to hit it and see if it's how free it is there. All right, so I am walking it out. So if it didn't want to walk out, I would spray some kind of penetrant in there so it's not rust bound. All right, so there's a couple different ways to take an axle out. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the lower ball joint. There's a bolt there, the nut. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that from the knuckle itself. Okay, so here we are at the lower ball joint. This is an 18mm bolt. We'll go ahead and remove it, or a nut. All right, now I need to go ahead and to loosen this. I used the boxed in. Can't get my wrench out, but I think we'll be all right. I'm going to go ahead and hit it right here and break this joint free. All right. All right, so this is a pickle fork. It would be used to separate that joint. The only problem with these things is they rip the boot. I'm just going to use it so I can kind of wedge it to put pressure back on that nut to keep the ball joint from spinning. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we kind of got ourselves in its own jam because we had our boxed in on the nut and we couldn't go any further. So what we need to do is we need to jam the taper back up into the joint so that pressure will hold it from spinning. Okay, so we're going to use a dead man. You could use a jack if you were on the ground or something like that. So we just want to put some pressure on it. All right, we are starting to touch the axle there. Just go ahead and push the axle out a little bit more. All right. All right, let's see what we got going on now. All right, there we go. So now we can finish taking that nut off. All right. All right, let's see how bad we are. Okay. Might be able to just give it a little tap. All right. Okay, so we want to pull our joint out. And kind of push it to the side. Now we can get our axle slid out. We do have a washer. We need to remember that washer. All right, so the next thing we need to do is separate our axle from our jack shaft, right? So we have a joint right here we need to move. Normally I have like my air hammer to hit it like this, or I use a big long, you know, I usually use like a big punch to hit it with a hammer, kind of knock it out, but this is pretty oil soaked. I think we can just kind of just tap her right out. Because what you got to overpower is this little snap ring right here. That's kind of what's the force, other than rust, what's holding it there. All right, so here we have our new axle that we got from Auto Parts Direct View. We just want to go ahead and just, you know, lay them by each other, make sure, you know, our links are good. Everything's how it should be. It did come with a new nut. Right, this one looks good, but I sometimes try to size everything up. Right, so we kind of know everything is good. The splines, how deep they go. Right, just to make sure, because there are some variants in how they look. You can tell it's a little different redesign. All right. All right, so we'll go ahead and put our new axle in now. All right, so now we're ready to put our axle in. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and slip our splines together. It's going to be, oh, there you go, it's pretty easy. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put our axle into our bearing. All right, so when we took this apart, we had this shim sitting in here, okay? This is not something that's normally there. You know, this is your bearing. It is sealed. You can see how it rides around. You know, your axle, this is not something that's normally there. You can kind of see it was sitting off center. It was just sitting like that. I am going to opt not to put this back in. This is something you don't see very often or at all. So I'm not sure why it's there, but we're going to go ahead and just not put that in. Now, if we put the axle in and we didn't have enough space for this to clear with everything else, that could be a reason, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. All right, so just go ahead and turn our axle in. All right, so we're starting to seat our Okay, so we'll do a little verify there. Axle's sitting, seated. Everything's got nice good distance around it. It's good with leaving that off on this one. I'm gonna call it good. All right, so we'll go ahead and get our nut back on. And we'll go ahead and push the axle so we get our space back. Just kind of push the axle back a little bit. All right, same thing there. We're going to have to use the dead men to hold that pressure on that joint. All right, so we got a little bit of pressure. Let's see if we got enough. All right, looks good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and push our axle back in its spot. All right, so here we have our new axle nut. It is dimpled, so to make it a lock washer. All right, so we'll go ahead and put it on, and it will lock on. We don't need to put a cotter pin or anything like that with this design. All right, so we'll go ahead and impact that on. All right, so now that we got our axle nut back on, we'll go ahead and put the tire on and we'll give it a test drive, make sure everything is okay.